What if I told you that scientists once made children afraid of furry animals, convinced adults to shock strangers they'd never met, and even created an entire fake movement that nearly turned into a real dictatorship? These aren't science fiction stories. These are real psychology experiments, so strange, so shocking, they changed the way we understand the human mind forever. Our first strange experiment is one you probably never heard about in school because it was kept secret for decades. In 1939, at the University of Iowa, researchers wanted to study the causes of stuttering. Their method? They divided 22 orphan children into two groups. One group was praised for their clear speech. The other group, who spoke normally, were told they had speech problems, criticized, and labeled as stutterers. The results were devastating. Many of the children in the negative group developed severe anxiety about speaking, and some struggled with communication for the rest of their lives. This study shocked the scientific world when it was revealed years later, and it earned the nickname the Monster Study. It stands as a reminder that words alone can shape a child's entire sense of self. In 1967, a California high school teacher named Ron Jones wanted to teach his students how easily fascism could take hold in society. He created a classroom experiment called the Third Wave. He introduced strict rules, sitting in perfect posture, saluting with a special hand sign, chanting slogans, and following commands instantly. What started as a lesson turned into a movement. Students who were normally quiet became zealous followers. Others reported classmates who broke the rules. By the end of the week, hundreds of students across the school were involved, believing they were part of a real political organization. On the final day, Jones revealed it was all fake, just an experiment. Many students were shocked, even angry, realizing how quickly they had surrendered their free will. It's a chilling example of how group identity and authority can seduce even the most ordinary people. If you find these hidden stories fascinating, make sure to subscribe right now. You'll uncover psychological experiments rarely covered in textbooks, and the deeper you go, the stranger they get. Also, drop a comment if you'd have resisted joining the third wave, or if you think you'd have gone along with it. In the 1970s, psychologists John Darley and Daniel Batson wanted to see what really drives people to help strangers. They invited seminary students, future priests, to prepare a short talk, then sent them across campus. On the way, each student passed by a man slumped in a doorway, coughing and moaning in pain. The twist? Half the students were told they were late and had to hurry. The others were told they had plenty of time. The results were shocking. Only about 10% of the students in a hurry stopped to help, but when they weren't rushed, nearly 2/3 did. The lesson? Our sense of urgency, whether we're late or relaxed, can completely override even our deepest moral values. It's not just about being good or bad, it's about time pressure and the invisible power it has over our decisions. In 1954, psychologist Muzaffar Sharif took 22 boys to a summer camp in Oklahoma, without telling them they were part of an experiment. The boys were divided into two groups that didn't know the other existed. For the first week, each group bonded, made flags, and built team spirit. Then, Sharif revealed the other group and set up competitions. Almost instantly, the boys became hostile. They insulted each other, fought, raided cabins, and refused to eat together. But when the researchers later forced them to work on shared goals, like fixing a water supply problem, the conflict eased, and the two groups eventually became friends. This experiment shocked the world because it showed how easily humans slip into us versus them thinking, and how cooperation on shared challenges can heal divisions. Imagine being perfectly sane, but locked in a psychiatric hospital with no way to prove it. That's what happened in David Rosenhan's famous study. He and 7 other researchers pretended to hear voices, and all were admitted to psychiatric hospitals. Once inside, they acted normally, but none of the staff realized they were imposters. Some were kept for weeks, even months. Their normal behaviors, like writing notes, were interpreted as symptoms of mental illness. The study revealed just how fragile psychiatric diagnoses were at the time, and it led to major reforms in how mental health is evaluated. But it also shocked the world by showing how easily sanity itself can be questioned. These 5 experiments reveal just how strange, fragile, and fascinating the human mind truly is. From children shaped by labels to students joining fake dictatorships to doctors failing to recognize sanity, the line between normal and abnormal is thinner than we think. Which experiment shocked you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so more people can discover the weirdest corners of psychology with us. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.